Okay, welcome back everyone to a special edition of Citizens of the Frontier. We are setting out with a group of intrepid adventurers on their first actual play mission, although I've rolled them up characters who are a little bit established. So they're not starting with brand new characters, but kind of semi-established pre-gens, so they can slide right in with the standard Citizens of the Frontier characters. So let's start. Let's start in reverse age order. So with I'm guessing Tom. If you could introduce yourself as a person and who you'll be playing.
I'm Tom. I will be playing a verse named Arousal Cass. And piece of trivia, I once stayed 37 for 5 years straight because I didn't want to admit my real age.
Okay, next.
I guess I'll go. I'm Aaron. Hello, and I'm playing. Isekai. Christatas.
If you say so. However you want to pronounce it, it's your name.
Right. Very nice.
And what are you playing?
Oh, was it?
Saurian.
Saurian, thank you.
Okay. And Regina?
Hi, I'm Regina. I'm playing Sylvie Void Skipper, and I am assuming we're talking about race, correct?
Yes.
Then I am human.
Okay. All right. So you are all on board a ship called the Kaleidoscope, which is a heavily modified hull size 3 retired assault scout hull. It can be configured for cargo or passengers. This time it's configured for passengers. You have set out from Circe with a group of dignitaries and special personnel to deliver them to their destination. Now, part of these people are from Circe. They are part of a Rusk law firm trading house. What are we calling this again? Hold on. The KPRK. It has a very long name. I'm not going to get into that now, but I'll be posting more information about them on the Patreon. So they are a law firm that deals with a lot of sketchy stuff. They are some of the best criminal lawyers in this part of the frontier, and about 1/3 of their business comes from representing Zenk interests, which is the Rusk Mafia.
Oh boy.
Although they do a lot of stand-up regular work as well, but they're notorious for being the mob lawyers in this part of the frontier. But today they are representing one of the most benevolent organizations in the frontier. It is a Dralasite Charitable organization called Grub Across the Stars. And they have dedicated themselves to ending hunger in the universe. They have a lot of support from Dralasites and others across the frontier. So they get a lot of donations, and they go to struggling places and help them raise crops or deliver aid. They are also vegan and pacifists. So they don't believe in murder and they don't eat meat. Many of them are actually culinary geniuses. They are famous for having some of the best Dralasite chefs in the frontier. And a lot of their fundraising comes from high-profile catering gigs. Like they'll cater something like on par with the Oscars or the World Cup or things like that. Basically, think like a Wolfgang Puck level caterer. That's what they do, just to raise money for the group. And many of the top Rusk comics support them with fundraisers annually. And many Rusk politicians served a period as a pilgrim in this organization to build up their cred. So it's a charitable organization with a lot of political pull in the Drusk world and many other worlds as well. So you are escorting a group of pilgrims into deep space to meet up with a skeleton crew of pilgrims who have been working several weeks on their latest project. And that is a retired UPF AG-Ship called Nebula Narwhale. Now, they have had a crew there getting the ship to, inspecting the ship, getting essential systems going, doing inspections. And depending on their report, they will either buy the ship and move to phase 2, or they will cancel the contract, which is why the legal team is here. And the legal team is really just 2 people. It's Ralzakas and who's your mentor? I gave you a person you directly work for.
Are you talking about the captain?
No, Ral.
Oh.
My mentor is a female human named Jennifer Graystar.
Okay. And again, Regina and Isekai, you're used to this because in Solar Minor, humans and Vrusks have been living alongside each other for like decades. So many humans reach high-level positions in Vrusk companies and vice versa. So she's actually like a junior vice president in the organization, even though she's not a Vrusk.
Is she along for the ride?
She's along to sign this contract because this is a multi-million-dollar deal. If they buy this ship, the law firm gets a percentage. They are brokering the deal with the government. So there's a lot riding on this working out. But they've already worked it out, so they're going to make money either way. They'll just make more money if it happens.
Gotcha.
What
is our function for the Kaleidoscope?
Aaron, you are primarily the ship's medic and security.
Oh, I'm like Worf and Crusher put into one.
Yes. And Regina, you are the ship's pilot. And again, your boss is a Dralasite. What did I give? I named him.
His name's Oscar Karos? Osar Karos. That's what it is.
Osir Karas. We're just going to call him Osir.
Osir, right.
Okay, so Osir is a Dralasite, and the reason that the pilgrims from Grub Across the Stars have chosen his humble vessel is because one of his offspring is one of the pilgrims heading out.
Oh. That's right. Okay. How does he feel about
along for the ride?
How does he feel about this?
He is proud of them.
Oh.
We're going to work very hard to get the Dralasite pronouns correct.
Gotcha.
Because also the pilgrims of Grubs Across the Stars, they take a vow of celibacy, so they're always neutral gender.
No sprouting for them.
Right.
This is bordering on religion.
It is bordering on a Dralasite religion. But again, they take this vow for about 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, and then they retire, and they may still fundraise, they still may support the organization, but to be an actual pilgrim, to go on these missions, like boots on the ground, soup kitchen, you have to be a pilgrim. It's a calling. And again, it's bordering on religion.
Like
Dralasites are a very peace-loving race.
Right.
So for them, dedicating 5 years, 10 years of your life to service, fighting hunger, is a big deal. All right, so on the 4-day journey, it's a very interesting, an interesting trip, because the Dralasites, the Vrusk of Grub Across the Universe are some of the best cooks. So each night, one of them cooks. And it's always soup. Because Dralasites are famous for their soup. And it's some of the, every night, it's like, oh my God, this is the best soup we've ever had. And the next night, it's, oh my God, this is a completely different, best soup I've ever had. And then after 4 days, they reveal that as a challenge to one another, they use the exact same ingredients in each soup and just mixed up the proportions to see which could do better. And none of you ever realized. And there was no meat in it, and you were sure there was meat in it a couple times. They're literally that good.
Wow, that's awesome.
To make up for the great food, you have had to put up with some of the worst jokes about food for 4 days trapped on this trip. Because, of course, in addition to loving food, they love jokes about food. So every bowl of soup comes with something like, so they'll serve something and go, what did the baby corn say to its mom? Where's my popcorn?
Oh my God.
You know, or why couldn't the sesame seed leave the gambling casino?
Why?
Because he was on a roll.
Oh my God. It's worthless.
And you know, next night it's like the Dralasite sets out all the soup and you're enjoying it, and this is a big mushroom soup. Like he actually didn't process the mushrooms, so you could see the whole mushrooms in there. And he goes, and he's laying down the bowls. He's like, mushroom walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, you can't drink here." And he goes, "Why? I'm a fun guy."
Oh boy.
And the Dralasites just fucking go crazy, including Osir, your and you know your and another Dralasite who works here, named Alwea. And again, they think it's freaking hilarious. The human lawyer laughs because she kind of has to. It's her client.
Right.
Whether the rest of you do, it's up to you.
Kind of roll our eyes and.
Yeah, but the soup's really, the food's really great.
We stay for the soup. We put up with the jokes.
Yeah.
So you hear that the plan is, if they do buy this ship, they're going to launch a 5-year mission with the pilgrims who are already there, the pilgrims who are on this ship, and you'll be hired to bring another 20 over the next couple of months with seeds and with supplies. And once they get the ship up and running, they're going to take it out beyond the edge of the rim to the Liberty system, where a race called the Mahema, who've been trying to rebuild their society, the ones who live planet side are having a population explosion, but they're also having problems feeding their newly burgeoning population because they've had an environmental disaster. So they're hoping to use this ship to fight famine on this planet for the next 5 years, and send pilgrims groundside to help them establish high-tech farms. So it's going to be a long 5, possibly a 10-year mission to the Liberty system. Is it called Snowball, Tom?
Snowball.
It is, of course.
Liberty systems, Snowball's the planet.
Okay. All right. So they've confided that to you, but they've said, you can't tell anybody, because if you tell anybody, we'll have to kill you, and that'll end up breaking our vows, and it's a big mess. So please don't tell anybody. Okay. We'd appreciate it. We'll have to kill you, and then we'd break our vows, and it'd be a mess. So, which they find very funny, but no one else does.
I do carry 2 laser pistols set at 5 SEU. And being ambidextrous, I can pretty much use both of them.
Right, but you'll have a penalty you still have a penalty for firing 2 weapons, just not a double penalty for firing 2 weapons and then firing with your offhand.
But I will be sending a lot of laser beams downrange.
Okay, so we've identified that guy. Okay, so
I haven't played a murder hobo in a long time.
Oh no.
Let's extend that, shall we? Let's make that a little longer. Although, if you're going to be a murder hobo, Star Frontiers is kind of the game for being a murder hobo. I mean, they literally have like 93 different kinds of grenades. Okay, so you are escorting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Dralasites. 7 of which are pilgrims, and one is actually a reporter working on a documentary, and she has a little she has a little robot cam that follows her around when she does interviews, and she's actually working on a documentary of the whole purchase of this ship, and she's hoping to go with the pilgrims to Snowball to document all of this. I'm saying she because she actually is of the female gender,
Right.
or she's in the female gender phase of her life.
Right.
And all the other 7 are just gender neutral.
As being the paranoid type that I am, I'd like to do 2 things over the course of getting on the ship and escorting these people. I'd like to pull an identification roll on her robot to confirm it is what it appears to be.
Yep.
Okay.
So 100% chance plus my skill level minus the level of the robot. So
It's actually a level 6 robot. No, you can only go up to 5, right?
no, they go up to level 6.
Okay, it is a level 6. It's a small, very high-tech level 6 robot.
Well, I've got a 7%. So do I notice anything unusual about it that would make my antennas go? Woo?
No. You see that it is you see that it has probably like a 100-hour recording capacity for 100 hours of footage, and a subspace radio that it could broadcast everything. It could serve almost as a what's the word I'm looking for? A hotspot studio if they needed to make an emergency broadcast to another planet. Although that would probably drain all of its power in about 10 minutes.
Okay. The other thing I'd like to do is use my verse comprehension just to see if there's anything hanky about this group.
Okay.
I got a 42, so that's a fail.
Right. You're distracted by the soup and bewildered by the humor, and Vrusk traditionally have a hard time getting along and understanding Dralasites, so that's not helping either.
As for our function, I mean, other than so we have the assault scout, and are we going to be just escorting the ship, or are we going to be just?
You're delivering dignitaries, and you're going to be bringing the reporter back, and the lawyer and the 2 lawyers back.
Okay. Gotcha.
And does this assault scout still have its laser battery?
It does. It does still have its laser battery. Its assault rocket cannon has been removed and turned into, bunk cabins and a lounge. So you can carry this many passengers. Okay. All right. So, give me 1 second. Okay. Ral, what was your your boss's name again?
Graystar?
You're muted.
Jennifer Graystar.
Jennifer Graystar, thanks. After 4 days, you are all summoned to, well, not you, Ral, but Isekai and Sylvia are summoned to the cockpit. To the, we need you up. The intercom goes off. We need you up front.
Coming.
Okay. As you get up there, he closes the door and says, "I don't want to panic anybody, but we think there's a problem.
Oh boy.
We've just reached the system coordinates. The ship's not here.
What do you mean it's not here?
These are the coordinates we're supposed to meet it, and it's not here. We've been trying to raise them on the subspace radio, and they're not responding."
So the narwhal's not there, correct?
The Nebula Narwhale is not on and where it should be.
All right. And have we been here before? Or
No,
the
this is
first time?
actually out in deep space.
Okay.
They've moored it here so they wouldn't incur port charges in any established system. It's basically they parked it out in the woods so they could work on it without anybody screwing around with them.
Yeah.
Or
Over to the
having to pay to have it, having to pay taxes and parking fees in a established system.
I mean, there's any way we can look for, see if they actually, like if it was here at any point, can we look for any debris or any kind of trace that they were actually here at one point?
Olvia says, "I can try. It's not really my strong point." So she is actually your system engineer.
Okay.
At which point, Jennifer whispers to you, Ral, in her best Rusk, because most humans can actually speak a little bit of Rusk on Solar Miner, and she says, "Something's wrong. Go forward and find out what it is. I'm going to keep laughing at their jokes, but by my watch, we should have rendezvoused about an hour ago."
Okay. I have all my equipment with me, and I'm headed forward.
Okay, you head forward, and the door is closed to the bridge.
Is it locked?
It is locked, but there is a, I guess, the equivalent of a bell to ask permission to enter.
Sure. I'll go ahead.
Intercom goes on. Who is it?
This is Ral Zakas, checking on behalf of the legal team, making for the ETA of our rendezvous.
Oh, you hear another Dralasite come in and says, "You're their engineer, right?"
Yeah, I'm their tech guy.
The door opens. "Get in here." And a Dralasite arm comes reaching out and pulls you in, and then the door closes and they lock it again.
Yeah.
And she says, "Okay, the ship's not here. I'm going to reconfigure the sensors. I could use an assist. They're not answering their comms. We don't want to alarm anyone." And Osir kind of steps away from the comm and says, "Sylvie, why don't you take this one? This will be a good challenge for you."
Okay.
Okay, so Tom, roll. I think you have space
Science.
Space science. So roll that.
40%. 55.
Okay, you don't find it. But she does with her 11. Okay, there's actually a very faint debris field. Like broken parts of plexi.
Oh, jeez.
And they seem to be leading away. And she's going to say, "Ral, is it?"
Yes.
"Ral, let's keep trying to find these pieces and feed the coordinates to Sylvie. Sylvie, match these. We're going to follow the breadcrumbs."
Okay.
And so, Tom, I'm going to need 3 more rolls.
I got a 69, a 55, and a 59.
Do any of them succeed?
No,
Okay.
not a 1.
All right. She makes it, doesn't make it. So you meander for several hours, but you are finding more pieces of debris, and you start to pick up pieces of of ice and mist as if there was a decompression. And then long-range scanners find the ship, and it is... All right, Regina, I need you to make a piloting roll.
Sure.
Spacecraft piloting.
So is it over or under?
Under.
Forgive me. Okay, so spacecraft piloting. Oof. Why can't I find it? I'm sorry.
You guys should have pilot 2, I think.
So I have air vehicles, I have system vehicles.
Space vehicles. Space vehicles 3, 65.
Sorry. So I'm under. I have a 10 out of 65.
So she expertly follows the trail, and you come upon the Nebula Narwhale, and she is tumbling through space. And you can see that one of her 4 ag domes has a hole in it and is decompressed. And the rush of the decompressed has kind of sent it tumbling through space.
Do we know if anybody was on board this ship? Or was it just sitting there?
No, there were supposed to be 5 pilgrims on board.
Okay. And could I check if there's any chatter or any info about like pirates or anything else that might have been going on in the area?
No, that's why there's none of that, because it's deep space. There's no routes, there's no settlements, there's no traffic. They just set it up here because it's the middle of nowhere. So they wouldn't have to be bothered with dealing with anyone.
Gotcha. All
right. At this point, Jennifer is coming in and says, all right, I've laughed at all of their jokes, and now they're starting to get nervous. We need an update. Are we almost there? They've already figured out that we're late.
Yes, slightly.
We're here.
Say hello to your new ship.
I'm
gonna let the captain handle this.
Okay, the captain says, we are on site. There seems to be a problem. The ship is tumbling out of control, and that's tumbling through space. Looks like there's only minimal power, and they're not responding to our comm. So the captain says, Sylvie, hold position. I'm going to go talk to them, and he kind of exits. So Isekai and Ral, if you want to go with him to see what that interchange is.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I actually want to examine as closely as possible the ship, looking for where the damage and the decompression, if it's obvious.
Okay, roll a space science as you scan the ship.
I got a 26, so that's a pass.
Okay, you see it's like one of the triangular panels on Agdome 4 has been blown out, and that decompression of all of the atmosphere and all of the liquid rushing out is what propelled it kind of gallywampus through space and so far out of position. It's a perfect break. Like none of the other mirrors, none of the other panels next to it are broken, and none of the support girders are broken. So it looks like you don't think it was a collision. You don't think they were hit with a torpedo or an assault scout or anything of that nature.
So that would be a method of egress into the ship. Besides the airlock.
Yes, it would be. The airlock is clear and open and you can dock it. The problem is because it's going, tumbling through space, it's going to require a very delicate touch on the controls, Sylvie, to successfully dock while it's tumbling end over end through space. So you would have to match the pitch and roll and kind of come in.
Oh, this is like Interstellar, where he's got to catch up with the ship and dock with it.
I only seen that once, and I don't remember it that well.
That's exactly what I thought when he said that's what we have to do.
I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be insane. Good luck.
Oh, okay, so Osier says, look, the ship is tumbling out of position. We can't raise helms. It looks like there was a decompression on one of the ag domes. And they were like, were they attacked by pirates? He goes, we don't know at this time. He goes, is anyone alive? We don't know at this time. Have you tried signaling them? Yes, I've tried raising them. They're not responding to our comms. Is the hull compromised? It only looks like Ag Dome 4 is compromised. The rest of the ship seems intact. So the pilgrim's like, well, we have to go in and get our people, or at least, this needs to be a rescue mission. They could be in trouble.
Can I pipe in? Or would
Yes.
that be out of character?
No, you definitely can pipe in.
I said once we establish dock, I will actually go into the ag ship and actually check for survivors before you have to put yourself at risk.
Okay. They said, well, you're welcome to come with us, but we are going in. These are our people, and we need to find them.
But you frankly don't know what the risk is yet, and you're not seasoned spacers.
No, but I said we've been trained as pilgrims and we can handle ourselves, and they actually can. A lot of them have been trained in like outdoor survival, martial arts.
By throwing soup at people.
They actually all carry sonic stunners.
Okay. Hot soup in the face.
Although when you say that says, "Dibs on making a soup gun," I'm like, somebody goes, "Damn it!"
It's like Nerf guns, but with soup.
Okay, well, and at that point, Jennifer says, "Well, I can't allow that. If we're going to dock and this is a hazardous situation, I can't condone putting the entire crew at risk." So she goes into negotiations with the pilgrims, and basically 4 pilgrim of the 7, 4 are going to be going in with you. And the others, the more higher up ones, like the 4 who are more for their self-defense security are going in.
More seasoned
Dralasites are going in. And Miss Greystar pulls you aside, Ral, and says, "It's a good thing you brought your laser pistols in your tech kit, because I need you in there."
I assumed.
You'll be representing the company.
Is there anything you want me to be looking for specifically?
Find out if this was an act of sabotage. There are political groups opposed to this mission.
Okay.
Getting an ag ship on Snowball will cut the bottom line of SynthCorp, who's currently supplying that system with food. And there are factions among the Mahema themselves who don't want the grounders to recover.
Okay.
You are also trained in explosives, correct?
Yes.
Determine if this was an act of sabotage.
Okay.
All right, Osier comes in and says, "Okay, Sylvie, show us what you've got. You've got to match pitch, roll, get us stocked."
Uh-oh.
You don't make it. How badly do you fail?
An 83 out of 65.
Okay, you've almost got it, but you don't quite you have it. So as you're linking up, you see that the bow is coming along way too fast. You know you're not going to dock. I'm going to give you a reaction speed check to reverse the engines. It'll jerk the ship to the stop. Anyone who's not in a crash couch will probably be thrown, but the ship won't collide if you make a reaction speed check. Go. Roll under your RS.
Okay. New dice. Okay, so I got a 28. Let's find the RS. 70. We're good. We're really good.
All
All
of a
right.
sudden,
Yeah.
the ship just jerks wildly, and everybody gets like kind of thrown.
My soup.
They stowed away the soup. They knew this could be tricky. All right. He goes, all right, so
Come on, that would have been funny.
that's your practice run. Okay. You see Ral is starting to put on a spacesuit.
Yeah. It's not a
And
bad
he goes
idea.
and the Dralasite comes behind you and puts his two big paws on your shoulders, massages you, Sylvie, and says, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that guy. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can do it." And then he goes, "We're all gonna die. I know you can do it."
I look at him.
He goes,
just give him a look.
just
I didn't put on my spacesuit.
he goes, ease it in. You've got this. I have nothing but confidence. And then he yells to the next room, Kabulo, if anything happens, I love you. You've got this. And he's laughing.
Just a point of order. I didn't put on my spacesuit out of lack of confidence. I put it on because I'm anticipating going in and finding
Right.
Sure. Yep. Sure.
Okay, you're gonna need to give it another try.
Oof. All right. We can do this. Oh, beautiful. 17.
Okay, you and the automated docking clamps in. The airlock connects, and you are now docked with Nebula Narwhale. And again, everybody, it's 0G now, so these ships are tumbling. He says, Jennifer comes out and says, "Good luck.
We're all counting on you.
Yeah, we're all counting on you. Remember, you're representing the company in this." So the three of you go in with the 4 pilgrims. They are longbow.
Short bow.
It's just BO, no W.
Ah.
Kabulo. Kikfu. And Seismo.
I love Seismo. Can should we get our suits on, our spacesuits?
So your captain says, "I'm going to pull back, and I'm going to shadow you. First thing you need to do is stop this roll. So if we do need to come back and get you, it'll be easier. So get to the bridge, get to engineering, see if you can restore main power and get the drives back online. Then Sylvie, you're going to need to, steady her pitch and roll."
Okay.
And he says, "You there, Ral? Ral, is it?
Wow.
I can count on you for this."
Yeah.
Okay. And he says, and then he looks over, "Isekai, nobody dies today."
No promises.
He goes, "You're sorry and fatalism is not humorous."
I try.
Okay, so you guys enter the ship, and I'll put it on screen. I've always wanted to say that.
On screen. Cool.
Oh, did not want to do that.
It is tumbling.
So,
Just keep doing it.
So one of these 4 is actually decompressed.
Okay.
One is darkened. It looks like it's the polarization shield has come up, and these other 2 are open to the void of space, meaning not they're decompressed, but sun or starlight can enter them. And you're entering, where is 9? Where's 9?
Above the mouse. Oh wait.
Primary docking system is 11. So you're here.
Okay.
Your assault scout is kind of docked here.
Okay. The flight deck is 13. It's so up at the nose. So that's our first we have to go.
Okay. So you are now in this part. Where do you want to go first? The 13 and 14 are forward sensor suite, flight deck, command module, docking. All right. So you're gonna kind of take this elevator path all the way up to the forward part of the ship.
Does it work?
The power is down, so you'll have to pull yourself along, but it's 0G. So you're able to pull yourself through.
All right, well, that's where we'll head. We'll head up to 1314, up to the command center.
Okay. Okay, so when you get to crew and command, I need everybody to roll an intuition check.
I just missed mine.
45 out of 50.
I missed mine by a little bit. I got 70, and I needed a 60.
Okay, Regina, as you are passing by this deck, you see smeared on the. You weren't even planning to stop. You were planning to just like pass through the level 12 and go right to 13 and 14. But on the wall, you see a smear of organic fluid.
Oh boy!
And from hanging out with Osir, you realize that it's Dralasite blood, or the equivalent of Dralasite blood. So you see a blood smear pseudopod print on the wall here.
Is it just us three, or are the pilgrims with us?
The 3 pilgrims are with you.
How close am I to Ral, or I cannot say the name correctly. Or Aaron. Izakai, thank you. How close am I to either one of them? That
You're
I can
right
point
next
it
to
out?
them.
So I just brush them lightly and kind of nod my head to see if they catch it in the direction.
Okay, she alerts you to it.
I'll roll again. Do I get a bonus?
No, you see it now. She completely points it out.
Can I use my med kit to see anything, or is that not even worth my time?
No, you can definitely do that.
And we are suited up, right? Is this decompressed, the whole place?
No, the ship is not decompressed. It was just that one ag dome. So you're not in decompression suits.
We're just in 0G, okay.
Well, I think Ral is, because he's expecting to have to go outside at some point.
Ral's paranoid.
So make a medicine roll.
Okay. One moment. Oh, I got a 9.
Blood is 3 days old from a female Dralasite.
Why would there be female Dralasite if these were all
neuter
pilgrims?
Right.
At this point, the 3 remaining pilgrims see this, and they draw their stunners.
I mentioned that this blood is 3 days old.
Do you mention anything else?
I'll keep the female part to myself for a moment.
Okay, they immediately want to search this deck because this is where the crew quarters were, and so they fan out. And one of them says, "Where's Seismo?"
Oh no, he was my favorite. All right, I'm gonna head.
And
back
they start
down.
screaming, "Seismo! Seismo!"
I'm gonna head back to going back down to 11 real quick, and I'll pull my gyrojet pistol out and just to see if I can find Seismo.
Okay, so Kifu goes with you, insisting with their sonic stunner. So that's going to leave Ral and Sylvie to help search this level while you and Kifu go downwards. Okay, so let me deal with... I'm going to take this down for a minute. So we're going to deal with the people on deck 12. Okay, so Regina and Tom. So Sylvia and Raul, both give me a intuition check as you're helping search this level.
24.
I do not pass.
Okay, Raul, you find a door that looks like it has been welded shut from the inside.
Boy.
I rap on it with a tool.
You hear nothing from the from beyond.
If it's welded shut, will I be able to use the laser scalpel in my toolkit, or do I need to find an engineer's power torch?
You should be able to at least make a hole large enough to see through into the room.
We don't know what's in that.
I looked in there for a second on the sound.
You can make a hole large enough to kind of skirt under and scoot your way in with the torch, with your what you have in your toolkit.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay. All right. As you are doing that,
and as I crawl under this door, I'm going to ready a tangler grenade.
okay, you crawl under this door and you ready a tangler grenade, and you see that when you get into this room, the adjoining door is open. Like there was a bunk door between these two rooms. That one was also welded shut, and it looks like you see power. You see a laser torch with no power. It looks like somebody welded this shut and then unwelded it to open, and there's nothing but blood. There's just Dralasite blood all over this room.
Nice. I will send a text to I was going to call him Uldor, to Aaron. It's from the other game. I will send a text to Aaron and to Regina. A lot more blood.
Oh boy. Okay.
This is not good.
Okay. And do you go into the neighboring room?
Well, yeah.
Um,
Trying not to step in any itchor with my my Velcro booties.
Okay. You see that room wasn't secured and the door is open. So basically, somebody came into this room, in the neighboring room, and whoever was in that room looks like after they'd secured themselves in, they opened one of the doors.
Okay. So, switching out to the laser pistols now that I'm not crawling through the door, I'll go out of that room.
Okay. All right, so you're all in the hall, and you don't find a single living Dralasite here, but you find signs of at least 2 that were killed here, or met some kind of a dark end. So
top the crew deck.
Okay, so you proceed now up to the crew deck. You are now on the crew deck. I will get to you, Aaron, in a minute. So you are on the crew deck, and it looks like someone has taken a heavy pistol of some sort and fired it into the main computer. And the subspace radio. So those will need repair rolls to get them back, to get back control of the ship.
Uh-oh.
All right. I
got questions.
I can make some repair rolls while if you want to switch to Aaron.
Okay, so Regina, what skills do you have? Do you actually have computers as well?
No, unfortunately, I do not. I have space vehicles, system vehicles, air vehicles, melee weapons, thrown weapons, detective, and thievery, and beam.
Okay, so what I want while he's making that repair, I want you to roll an INT.
Okay. A 4.
You see that a lot of the comm banks that have video, they've also been shot out. And they've been shot out on this level and the level before, as if somebody periodically was destroying cameras throughout the ship.
I text them to let them know that.
Okay, so you're going to get these texts as you're exploring, Aaron. We'll get to you in a second. So I'm going to need a computer repair roll, Tom.
I rolled a 50, which is exactly what I needed.
Okay, it's going to take you a little while, so the two of you will be up there for a while. The two pilgrims with you are very they're very concerned. They were like, they want to get into the ship's log to find out what happened, and they appear very anxious for the computer to be repaired so they can try and find out what happened here, or at least get the comm system up so they can contact the different decks and that sort of thing. Okay, so Aaron, meanwhile, you are going down with did I say you're going with Kifu?
Yes.
Okay, so you and Kifu, who has a stunner, head down. Let me put the map back up. Okay, so you and Kifu are heading back down, and you get past 11, which is where your ship was docked. It's now left. You have no way to contact it until the radio is repaired. Past 9, which is central accessed, and the dry storage pods. So you're heading, down, and you see that the door to this deck is opened.
Okay. Just to pause here, I turned to Kifu and said, "We did see Seismo leave with us."
Seismo was right. He says Seismo was right with us. They were right behind me.
All right.
I didn't hear a thing. So at the central access trunk,
we're getting a feedback again.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So feedback. On 9, you see that it looks like Seismo opened this door and shimmied down the corridor to the next deck.
Okay. Obviously, is it lit? How is the?
It's just emergency power. So there's like a glow strip along the floor, like one along the floor and one along the ceiling. It's minimal light until they get systems and power restored.
Okay. As for now, if we're in area 10 here, which is dry storage pods, is this something you have to access outside of the main conduit going down to the ag domes?
There is access to it, but this is almost like storage lockers for like seeds and grain and stuff. It's basically the barns and the storage areas for growing and harvesting.
And it doesn't look. Are those doors closed? How does it look?
They're closed, and most of them are empty because it's. But 1 or 2 of them do have supplies in that the additional pilgrims brought with them. The plan was to get at least one of the ag domes up and running as a test to see if the ship was viable.
I go to Kifu. Does Seismo usually wander off and do things like this?
No, they're usually very sensible. And not for anything, this is some pretty scary stuff. No one in their right mind would wander off.
Does Seismo have any personal vested interest in anybody who was on here that he could be searching for? I mean,
We-
I know
we-
you guys. I know.
we
I'm
all-
sorry.
we all
I know
did.
that you're all close.
We all did, but as personal, no. I mean, we're all very, very close. We all want to save them, but we're trained to deal with these situations. And pilgrims die every year on dangerous missions. We're prepared for that loss.
I understand. I understand.
He wouldn't want to put himself or the rest of the team at risk by wandering off this way. It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And you see that some of Seismo's equipment has been dropped. Like a tech hit is dropped, and their helmet and gas mask have been dropped as they just wandered down towards the aggro level.
All right. I'll text back, or I'll send a message over to the rest of the crew saying that we found that some of Seismo's gear, and that it looks like he's went into possibly one of the ag domes.
Okay, by now you've already got the reports that the computer and the radio have been shot out, and they found signs of at least one more murder.
Wonderful. I asked, why would they have a laser pistol to Seismo?
Oh, it was a cutting torch. It wasn't a laser pistol.
Oh, I thought it was a laser pistol. All right. I guess we're going to have to pick. So the one dome is obviously unpressurized, so that would be a no-go for Seismo.
Okay.
We could pick the one that's not destroyed.
There are 3 that aren't destroyed. The test one that they were using was Dome A.
And that one is still functional. That one's not the one that got blown, right?
You're asking size. You're asking Kifu.
Yeah.
You see, Kifu is just standing there motionless.
Hey, Kifu. Something wrong?
Does not respond. I need you to roll your intuition.
All right. 37. I made it.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Again, they're just not moving, and you realize that they've dropped the stunner in their hand. It's like now on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of like shift, like move, like kind of swaying back and forth, unmoving.
All right, I'm gonna just grab him by. First, I'm gonna grab the stunner real quick and just like stow it someplace, and I'm gonna grab him, just kind of give him a quick shake and see if I can snap. Hey,
Okay,
snap out of it.
As you do that, and you kind of spin him around, you see that there is like a star-like thing that's leapt onto the front of Kifu's neck.
Oh shit!
And it's slowly sinking its way in. It looks like the swallow reflex of a Dralasite has been activated. So it looks like Kifu is slowly swallowing this thing, but it is obviously a foreign living body because it's pulsing.
Can I stun it real quick with this stunner? I mean, is that a possibility?
You'd end up stunning Kifu as well, and you don't know. It's a possibility if you want to grab the sonic stunner and fire it at it.
I do have a knife.
Okay, you can make a knife attack on this creature. If you fail, you may end up stabbing Kifu, but Kifu looks like he's in some trouble anyway.
Right. Okay. All right. So is this a dex attack?
It would be half your dex. Oh, you have melee weapons, so it's your melee weapon. You can use your hand axe on a chain thing as an axe and use that.
Right. I just won't use the chain aspect of it. All right.
Right.
So let's see what I got here. Melee weapon. 55. 33. All right.
Aaron, did you make that attack?
Yes, I rolled a 33 and I have a 55.
Okay, give me a damage roll.
Sure.
Dude, I don't, look,
10
I'm
points.
trying to mirror it.
Okay, you kill it, and but Kifu still seems to be in the process of the reflexive swallowing of it.
I'm gonna try to pull it out while
Okay.
with the knife, kind of like using it as a pry bar kind of
Make
thing.
Make a dex check.
All right. What do I got here? 50. Oh, 60. 79. Shit.
Okay. You don't get it in time, and Kifu swallows the dead thing. You can remove it, but it'll be a medicine roll akin to minor surgery, and you might want sterile conditions and have them laying down. I need you to roll your INT.
All right. Did not make it. 79 again against a 50.
Okay. You don't grab it, and you're like, damn it. And you don't notice anything, and all of a sudden the body jerks twice more. And you turn and you see there are two more of these star things that have leapt onto Kifu's body, and he starts to swallow them.
Oh my god!
And they're like covered. They're like covered with this poison.
Oh my god! All right. In my med kit, I have an antitoxin or antibody. Right?
You're gonna apply antitox to remove the paralysis.
I don't know.
Remember, Dralasites aren't that big. You can't just pick them up and run. But he's going to swallow these two things if you don't do something very quickly.
All right.
They're going to swallow these two things.
I mean, I could try to stab them again, but he already swallowed one.
But that one's dead. You killed it.
All right. I'll stab the other two.
Okay, give me 2 attacks.
Oh my god. 20, so that made it.
Give me a damage.
The first 6 points.
Okay, that one kills it. And if you don't kill this one this round, it will be swallowed alive.
Oh, no pressure then. All right. All right, I made it 40.
Okay, you kill both of them. What do you want to do?
I am going to... Should I guess I'll try the antitox. That would be proper, right? For that? Inject them with that, or how administer that through the med kit?
Right. Just give me a medicine roll.
All right. Oh, damn it. I missed it by 10.
Okay, you miss it by 10. So they're like lying there convulsing. So you kind of half remove the paralysis, but it ends up giving him seizures because you failed the roll. So he's just kind of like having seizures, which cues you in that this is some kind of a neurotoxin.
Oh my god.
And you suddenly hear a voice from behind you.
Oh my god. I'm going to turn around.
Hold on a second. And we'll get back to you. We're gonna leave your scene there.
No. Oh man. All right.
Okay,
Oh.
so we're gonna leave your scene there.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Okay. Okay, so Regina and Tom.
We know nothing.
Tom, let's get that. Did you get that computer repair roll? And don't forget to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I already rolled a 50, which was exactly what I needed. So you said it was going to take an hour?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So you got the computer up and running. It seems that the main engines have been shut down. All the relays have been severed. Like as soon as you get the computer up, damage control reports start coming in, and it's like almost all the cameras are down. Life support is reduced to minimal. Main power is offline. The engines are shut down. So you're going to need to go all the way down to deck 3. Actually, deck 2, the main reactor, to restart the engines.
Nice.
Okay, but you do have access to the logs, and it appears they've all been wiped.
So there's not even a point in just making a quick copy.
Okay, Regina, you know from your thieving skills that it's kind of impossible to ever really wipe a computer. So if you went in, you could defeat the security and recover the data.
I'll do it.
What do I need to do for defeat security here?
No, this is Regina. She has thieving 1.
Oh,
Okay. So let's do this. 17 out of 55.
Okay. You start to get logs about one of the pilgrims went missing. They did a search. They couldn't find him. Another pilgrim went missing, and they found blood. They became very paranoid. They thought that there had to be either one of them had gone crazy. In the video logs, you see that both the pilgrims reporting. You only know this because you spend a lot of time around Dralasites. They're both female. One of them said, "I'm locking myself in the room. Someone's gotten to the radio. The engines are offline. I'm going to try and just hold out until the other pilgrims get here in 5 days." And then the other one said, "I know where it is. I've got to destroy it. I've made a bomb out of all the fertilizer we've brought, and I'm going to blow it out into space."
Question. Most maneuvering jets are compressed air. Would she be able to use her skill to cease the tumble of the ship with the maneuvering jets, or do we still
you
need
could, with minimal power, with the minimal emergency power, you can power the maneuvering jets to try and steady the ship. So give me a piloting roll, Sylvie.
You got it. 18.
18. Okay, you do that. But there was one other thing. Before the pilgrims even reactivated the computer, there was a blip where the emergency power activated and then deactivated for a 6-hour period. And this was about like a year and a half before these 4 pilgrims entered the ship.
What?
When the ship was dormant and cold, the automated systems came online for an emergency override.
Okay.
And they were active for like 9 hours before they shut down again. Do you want to review what happened in those 9 hours?
Yeah.
The ship picked up a distress call from an escape pod and altered course to intercept the escape pod and bring it on board with the robotic arm, as you know, according to the safety protocols. And that's docked on level. Hold on. They actually docked that in the main docking bay where you guys did walk through.
Fudge.
But you don't remember seeing an escape pod.
No.
Okay. Tom, did you have something you wanted to do?
Well, I wanted to find out where the escape pod was docked, but
It was docked on deck 11, but it wasn't there when you walked through.
right. So we can't investigate that.
Okay.
So let's try to review the logs of that 9 hours, see what happened.
Okay. So meanwhile, I'm going to go back to Aaron.
No!
I don't think you have 9 hours.
Okay, so Aaron, you
Yeah.
hear a voice behind you, and it says...
Can I slowly turn around over my shoulder?
It says, I used to work in a shoe recycling shop.
Oh no.
It was soul destroying.
This is bad. Ah! All right, I'm going to turn around and pull my my gyrojet rifle out.
Okay, you see in the shadows a Dralasite with a large hat, and even in this dim light, it has a polarized sunscreen visor.
What? Okay. I go, Seismo? Is that you?
It's not you recognize, although they all do kind of look alike to you because you don't. But it's not Seismo, and it says, "Why did the picture go to jail?"
I don't know. You tell me.
And it says, it's like stepping forward as it's talking to you, and it says because he was framed.
All right, that was terrible. I shoot.
All right, he actually gets close enough to attack. So, what's your
come on.
IM?
My IM is 6.
His is 5. I roll a 9. I go on 14. What do you go on?
I rolled a 4, so that would be a 10.
Okay. It attacks before you manage to. Okay. The Dralasite lunges forward, and from its pseudopaw hands comes shooting through its skin like a foot, like a half-meter long bladed claws.
Oh God!
And a gash opens up underneath its two eye membrane, eye nerve clusters, and it's just filled with teeth. It hits and does 12 points of damage, and it just slashes at you.
12 points.
Yep. Did you have a skin suit?
I have an albedo suit, but I don't
Okay.
think that.
No, that won't help you.
I didn't think we're gonna get into physical combat in space. All right.
You didn't think you'd get into combat in Star Frontiers?
Not physical. I thought it'd be lasers.
Okay.
All right. So what would you say? 12?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gotcha.
And it's pressing you, trying to get past you to get to the to get to Kifu.
All right. So he's right there on top of me, right?
Yeah. So the gyrojet's not going to be that effective.
Yes. No, it's not. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to have to just try to use my my weapon.
Okay.
My melee weapon. So. I totally screwed it up. 79 did nothing.
All right. It actually bites you with the maw.
Oh no.
For 20 points of damage.
Whoa.
You realize it's not that fast, so if you could break combat, you might survive, but this thing is absolutely deadly. You're realizing this thing is just death on a stick up close.
All right. All right, I'm going to... I mean, the only other thing I could do is I could throw a grenade, I suppose.
It's right next to you.
Yeah, I know. But I was thinking just set off a concussion grenade or something. All right, I'm going to use my weapon, my melee weapon again. All right, 12. Made it that time.
Give me damage.
11 points.
11 points. Okay. How much do you have left?
Not a lot. 39.
All right. Well, you'll survive one more round no matter what happens.
Oh, goody.
Oh boy, it just gets worse. 21 points.
Oh my god.
You realize at this point, if he hits you again, you're dead.
Yeah. I mean, can I break out of this thing, or
It's not grappling you. It's actually trying to drive you away off the Dralasite.
Oh, I thought he was on top of me.
No, he's slashing. He's trying to push you back so he can get to the. So if you wanted to flee, you could.
Okay.
I thought I made that clear.
No, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. All right, then I am going to basically jump away.
Okay. As you jump away and you're like covered with gashes and almost bleeding out, you see that it just sinks its claws into the Dralasite and drags him away into the darkness, heading towards the ag level.
All right. As I'm going to speed to the command center, and in the meantime, I'm going to basically get on the radio or whatever and just say hostile alien life forms. And,
okay. You guys get him on the radio and he's like panting and his voice sounds weak and he's like, hostile alien life forms.
Where?
What? Where?
Where?
Ag dome level.
He goes, and you hear the longbow say, "Are you okay, Kifu? Did you find Seismo? Kifu, can you read me?"
Kifu and Seismo are unfortunately no longer with us.
What?
All right, the Dralasites start heading down towards the flight, towards the. They leave this deck and they start going below to try and meet Isekai along the way back. Do you guys go with them?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all meet at the hangar, and you see the big, 7-foot tall saurian, reptilian alien, and he is, what do you got? Less than 10 points left.
I have 18.
He is cut to ribbons by 2 vicious claw marks and what looks like a bite from a shark. He's just dripping blood and panicked.
All right. I'm going to basically tell the 2 pilgrims that they should definitely not go enter any further, and that they are basically candy to this alien life form. And after that, they don't
reply.
Okay. And I'm going to. Oh no. Are they?
They start wandering down towards level deck 9.
Oh shit! I get them back over here immediately. They're in mortal danger.
I'll run and try to grab them.
Okay, you run and grab them, and again you realize they're now both gender female, and they're in some kind of a trance.
Oh my god! They just turned.
What?
Okay.
They dropped their stunners and started walking towards the ag deck.
Can I get behind them and try to physically stop them from
You
moving?
can. I mean, you can do that. As you do that, they try and walk around you, but unless you physically restrain them, they're going to keep trying to do that. They don't appear to be coherent.
It's time to break out the ion bonding tape from the tech kit and wrap them up.
Okay, you tie these 2 up. So, Isekai, do you want to perform some kind of a medical roll on yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to try to patch myself up.
Okay, roll your medicine, and I'm gonna. You fail?
Yeah.
Okay.
I suck.
All right. So what do you want to do? You're not able. You're in too much pain to staunch your own wounds.
I don't know.
You could use a stim dose to give yourself 10 points.
That's what I was thinking about getting myself a stim
At least
dose.
pat yourself up.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, for sure. Do I have to roll for that?
No, that's just.
All right, so I'll just add 10 points. Okay. So while I'm doing that and trying to fix myself up and failing miserably because I'm probably shaking and losing blood, I am going to try to describe what I saw. That I saw these star-like creatures. They are attracted to the Drasalites, and that somehow that they put them into a trance, and once they bond onto them, they almost absorb into their bodies. And then I described the creature that I saw that took over one of the Drasalite pilgrims. That it's got claws, giant wicked teeth. So, and that it's somewhere in the Ag Dome Center or below.
And that's where we needed to go to fix the engines, correct?
To restore main power in the engines, yeah.
Right.
Oh, fuck. And was it one creature?
From what
or multiples?
Well, the starlight creatures, there seems to be multiple one, but the one person that I did see, or creature that I did see, the Drasalite that was taken over, was only one that was converted into this aggressive, violent creature.
Were you able to communicate with it?
Yes, it tells terrible jokes.
Oh, well.
Okay, and I think this
changed.
is a perfect spot to end the session, and I think this will be a really fun place to continue another session. Are we all agree on that?
This is fantastic. Okay. I'm scared
all
out
right.
of my mind.
Well, I am primarily a horror game writer.
Right.
So I mean, I'm famous for Call of Cthulhu, not Star Frontiers. So this is my Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. I'm writing survival horror in space. And it's funny because this is going to be part of an article that I'm sending in for the autumn edition of Frontier Explorer. And I sent it to Tom a few days ago and I said, don't read it yet.
Right.
And I'm like, do not read it yet. I said, I want to spring it on you, so please don't read it yet. I did not think you'd be fool enough to go off on your own, Aaron. But thank you so much for that.
That's what I do.
I didn't want a metagame because in my head I'm thinking, no, we're not supposed to separate. We're supposed to stay
Oscar's note for
together.
Call of Cthulhu.
No,
it's called Nightmare on. There's literally Nightmare in the title. Don't go off. Well done, Regina. No Call of Cthulhu player would have ever gone off on it alone.
No, that's not true because I did it.
Yes.
But I imagine we're safe in Star Frontiers. Those rules don't apply here.
That'd be great.
Split the party. That was
Man, I thought you were dead. I thought because these things do a lot of damage.
That's cool. I love it. I kind of figured something like that was going to happen, but it's
all right. Well, we'll try and pick this up in a week or two, depending on people's schedule. I didn't want to rush it. We were at like a little over an hour. We don't try to keep the weeknight sessions short. So thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll finish up next session.
And Oscar's like, sleep tight.
Yeah.
Oh, and I put that when these things turn and become what they are, the only way they can communicate is through jokes. It's like some part of the Dralasite mind. So the only thing it will ever say are a handful of bad jokes.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Great. So it's kind of like a zombie werewolf Dralasite thing.
That's hilarious.
Dad jokes all the time. I love it.
Yeah, dad jokes all the time.
That's hilarious.
This is great.
Oh, and Regina, Aaron plays a Dralasite in our game who does stand-up comedy, and he just in the game that Tom runs that I get to play in. He plays a Dralasite, and just it's constantly with the really bad jokes.
Bad jokes constantly.
That's great. So you were kind of the inspiration to do something Dralasite based.
That's awesome. I'm glad I could have some inspiration on that aspect. That's great.
Yeah. Well, this was so much fun for me, guys.
Oh, this is